No, this is not a duplicate review, but in a sense it kind of is. Me, Jordan, and Andre did review this particular beer back in June when it was about 6 months old, but now it's sitting over a year old. So we're gonna see how it changed. To be honest, I don't exactly remember how it originally tasted because I've been through many, many, many different beers over the time period from back in June till now. But we're gonna see what this beer has turned into. So let's do this, guys. Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody and welcome back to me, Maple Rouge from the Rouge Review. And today the beer I have for you guys is from the Rouge River Brewing Company here in Markham, Ontario. We have their Sweet Premium Wine, 2018 American Style Barley Wine. Boom. So yeah, Barley Wine 2018. Even though it is a 2018 version, this particular bottle was bottled on January 10th of 2019, and now it is sitting at March 31st, 2020. So it's a little over a year old. So let's see how this has changed from the bottle. There was a lot of yeast sediment right on the bottom, and it does look fairly chunky in the light. I'm also worried that it's gonna just make a big mess on the table. So in that, I'm gonna move this to the center of my second table here. So if that does happen, one, I'm quicker to grab it. So if that does happen, one, I'm quicker to grab it and pour, and two, it won't spill all over my laptop. Smart thinking. Let's crack it open. Let's see what we got. 9.2% barley wine. And I think we are A-OK. Rouge River branded bottle cap. It hasn't exploded on me, which is awesome. I'm very excited to see what's going on. As we need, we got a Rouge River tulip style glass. Get the last bit of water out there, freshly washed. Let's pour it up. 9.2% ABV. So we're only gonna pour a little bit, just a wee little bit, to get a taste. And to get a sense of what's going on. On the look, I think that's what people call mahogany colored. It is slightly maroon, but more mahogany, red mahogany, I want to say, if that makes sense. Let me know. Wow, that's blasting with aroma. Holy moly. And a nice light brown tanned head-ish on top, looking pretty. Fairly hazy as well. You can't see through the glass, which is awesome. I'm okay with that. Let's just dive in. It's bursting with aromas. Wow. I haven't had a barley wine in a while. People don't really make barley wines too often, which I find, but they are an interesting style. On the nose, other than high and hot alcohols, a little bit of dark fruits, plums, raisins, a little bit of just almost like a molasses, but not as rich of a molasses, but the same sweetness intensity. Subtle notes of toffee, dark, rich fruits, dates. I want to say figs. It reminds me of beers with figs in them. But definitely dark fruits, toffee. And not as bold or rich molasses, but the same intensities of sweetness. Candied dark fruits, lots of sugars. The alcohol sort of dissipates after a while. It does dry out the nose though. Oh, little, ooh, wow. That is. Yeah, whoa. Dark fruits, sugars, just a lot of. Dive in, that's all I gotta do. Syrupy mouthfeel, heavy body, syrupy mouthfeel, crazy sweet, a little, what is that, bitter, but I don't know how to describe that. Holy moly, that is really good. That is aged, I think, really, really well. I need another sip. Cheers, everybody. Let's keep on drinking. Comes in dark candied fruits. Candied raisins, candied dates, candied plums, candied figs, let's just say. But dark fruits, candied dark fruits in general, that warms your stomach and sits heavy. Holy. Sharp. Sharp finish. Hot alcohols. A bit of like almost to say like a musty barnyard flavor coming off of this as well. But pleasant. Musty barnyard, but pleasant. Drying of the mouth, yet also salivating as well. But more drying of the mouth. It's very drying on the back, on the outside portion in the back of your tongue. Very drying. You get sort of almost like a little bit of a grittiness going on with it. But jeez Louise, flavor on this is immaculate. Hot alcohols. Flames here, flames. Yeah. Wow. A little astringent, to be honest. The lingering flavors are definitely more musty, barnyardy, very dry, bitter, in terms of like, how to describe it? How to describe, like a grainy, gritty bitterness in the finish. Definitely kind of weird, but at the same time balances out the sweetness of the beer. So it works. It works just enough to get by as an acceptable flavor in my book. That is a big slow sipper on my end. I've had Russian Imperial Stouts and heavy boozy beers before. This is definitely a slower sipper, at least for me as well. Barley wines I always sip slower just because of the high sweetness of them versus the high amount of alcohol is usually in them. Definitely a slow sipper. Looking on the bottle, Rouge River Brewing Company, Sweet Premium Wine, 2018 American Style Barley Wine. It's really all the information they give you. Give you a alcohol percentage bottled at 9.2. Again, still haven't 100% confirmed this, but the general rule or the general knowledge or whatever so far that I've gained and still know is that beers, well, when you age them, especially at these high alcohols, they go up about 1%. So let's say it's about 10.2-ish. I want to say 10.5, 9.8, somewhere around there I want to say. But damn, she's a thick one. She is a thick one indeed. Moving over to the website, Rouge River Brewing Company or Rouge River blah blah blah. Moving over to the website, RougeRiverBrewingCompany.com. You cannot find this beer on their website. I do not see a search bar. Then again, this was brewed over a year ago, so makes sense. The only thing we really have to go off of is Untapped. And the Sweet Premium Wine 2018 variety has been given a 3.66 bottle caps out of 5. Also, the IBUs of the beer on Untapped are showing it at 100. I remember, I'm pretty sure that Rouge River did post that it was 100 IBUs. That makes sense. But also, they do have the description from Rouge River's initial website post about the beer, and the description reads: this American-style barley wine is made with a variety of English crystal malts for a complex caramel toffee character and then hopped with Cascade, Centennial, Chinook, and Idaho 7 for a great fruity pine hop character with a touch of tropical fruit. Now, sitting at over a year old, I'm not really getting any tropical fruits, unless that bitterness is partially citrusy rindiness. Could be. Who knows? Great fruity pine hop character. I can definitely see that. That's where I'm sort of, I think, possibly getting that barnyardy, musty bitterness as well. I want to say that that's attributed from the hops as the aging goes on. Complex caramel toffee character. Get that, but a lot more darker candied fruits seem to be going on in this particular beer right now. But it is sweet, it is hot alcohol, it is by far delicious. I'm so happy I saved this bottle, and I'm happy that I actually got around to doing this beer, because I was going to just keep it in the fridge or keep it in the cold cellar for a lot longer. But I looked at it and I'm like, when did this actually come out? Is it over a year old? And apparently it is. So we're good to go. We were good to go for this review. 3.66 out of 5 on Untapped, 170 ratings. That's all I think there really is going to be, unless maybe 171 because of me. Again, for having it after a year of aging, overall it's turned out pretty damn well. The long astringency, though, of it, not as pleasant as I had hoped. Not really the flavor I was looking for. Lasts a little too long and a little too weird for me, a little too astringent, a little too funky in a sense. Not saison-y funky, but just barnyardy funky. But with that said, guys, choosing the final sip, let's get rate ratings and we'll wrap this thing up. Rouge River, sweet premium wine, American style barley wine 2018 edition. Aged for over a year. It's delicious. Barley wines are usually a lot sweeter with some higher alcohols and alcohol heat. So it's a weird dynamic, being really candy sweet and really alcohol-y at the same time. Pretty interesting combination, but it works well. After a year, it does get a little bit more funkier, at least this particular beer, which I'm all for. You know, expands the palate a little bit, gives you a new insight to different flavor profiles. So all around, it's just a really cool thing to enjoy. Is it a shareable beer in a 500ml bottle? Yes. It is high enough alcohol that you can definitely split this bottle and share it with friends, but also the intensity of the flavors and the impact it will have on your palate is something to note. Definitely couldn't have more than one of these in a sitting, but also it might take a little toll on your palate just because of the two extremes, the sweetness and the alcohol-y of it. Yeah, could do that, but at the same time you're really enjoying yourself with it. So that's why I'm giving the 2018 Sweet Premium wine from Rouge River a solid 9 out of 10. It's that long astringent ending that I'm just not a big fan of after this aging. But other than that, damn good stuff. As for presentation, I do like the logo of it. It's purple. It's sort of playing a hangman game with the letters. Most of the letters are filled in, but not all of them. But the one thing I do like, if there's no description listed on the bottle or anything like that, it is definitely the bottled on date on the back, labeled there with the ABV. So that is absolutely perfect in my mind. Nothing on the website, but I know they do always throw in the description. That based off of Untapped now. So overall, presentation gets a solid. So it's only going to get a solid 7 out of 10, but still, at least that bottle on date is clearly labeled on the back. So overall, amazing stuff. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers on the review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Bruce, it would be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Maple Bruce, like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers. Now this bottle's gonna last me for the rest of the night. Also, I saw some floaties earlier in the light, so we're gonna see how that pours into the beer. Oh, there went a few, and there we are. Oh, jeez. Oh, my lord. I do not know if you can see the floaties in there, but there are some good chunky floaties in there. Not as bad as sparkle chunks, but a good amount. Damn.